All right. About 4 days ago.
Just 4?
Just about 4. From what I understand. On March the 1st, this is when it came out. Good old judge in Montana decided he wanted to send out a little joke to the people who work for him through the state email service. And unfortunately, it had something to do with racing the president that we currently serve under. Now, with that being said, some people are calling for his immediate resignation. Some people are just like, yo, he just made a mistake. Banks, what are we talking about?
Well, I don't want to jump in on Banks on this one, but I got to have this one first. I got to have this one first. I got to have this one first. Because what I want to do.
Hold on. Let me. What you want, P?
No, because I don't know the story.
Well, that's why I want it first.
Okay.
That's why I want it first because I know the story. This is the question that I gave to him.
I was like, wow.
This is the question I gave to him. All right, this is what happens. A Montana judge, and I don't know his name. A Big Rube, if you have it, please tell us what his name is.
U.S. District Judge, Richard F. Sibel.
Okay.
67.
And if you have questions, if you're listening, you're a friend of me on Facebook. It's on my wall. It's been there since last week. This is what happens. He gets a joke that's sent to him, to his work email address as a district judge in Montana. He forwards it to multiple people in his address book. The joke says, in part, a little black boy says to his white mother, Mom, why are you white and I'm black? The mom replies, well, Barack, from what I remember about the party, you're lucky you're not barking.
What?
Yes, this is a federal district judge in Montana who forwards this. And when questioned about it, because obviously it got past someone he sent it to someone who's not a friend of his. So that's how the story ends up breaking. And when asked about this, he replies that he's not a fan of the president, but he didn't mean it in a racist way. Now, Banks, now that you've been given the story, let's hear what you got to say about it. I'm going to save my comment on this to the end.
You know, you set me up earlier today because of what I saw on your wall. He a purity fool, all right? First of all, you're a federal appointed judge. That means your boss. You're talking about your boss, basically. Right. All right? So now that you're talking about your boss, you're fired. That's all. It doesn't even have to be called for his resignation. Let me go ahead and set in motion. Let me start signing some papers. Since I'm supposed to be barking and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and sign some papers that are going to show you how well I bite with my bark. All right, leave me alone.
April P, what you got?
Well, let me read the quote real quick. Quote: I didn't send it as a racist, although that's what it is. So I sent it out because it's anti-Obama. Quote unquote.
April, pick up there. What's your thoughts?
Oh my. No, he sent it out as a racist. There are certain jokes that are anti-Bush that aren't racist. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's not No. Has he been fired?
He hasn't, and it doesn't appear that he's gonna be.
Really?
It doesn't appear that he's gonna be. See, here's the thing. I think a lot of people are taking liberties with this particular president because he has set precedent by being the first black president. So there's nothing in the past to show you how to treat a black president.
But
you should use the precedent of his office,
right, to
show respect, right, for his office.
Right.
Now, you got people, and I did a rant about this a couple of weeks ago. You got people that want him to show his birth certificate still, and you got Governor, Jan Brewer of Arizona waving her finger in his face, and you got, Representative Joe Wilson telling him you lie and stuff like that. They just better be glad that President Obama has the temperament he has, for real. Because I know some cats that wouldn't stand for this mess, for real. You send this kind of letter out about me? Not even about me. You talking about my mama now. Because we're not just talking about
my deceased mother.
My deceased mother.
Who raised me alone.
Who you basically called a bad word. I won't say the word. I don't
Who is Caucasian.
Right. Who's Caucasian.
Which
I think that, the whole thing about, the dog. Really? Really? Big Rule. I mean, we haven't asked you. I mean, I get fired up on this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and I try to kind of tone it down a little bit and just kind of be
Do what you got
a
to do.
little bit more rational than sometimes I can be, because as we know, we like to have fun and everything, but I do somewhat walk around with my right fist in the air, particularly on situations like this, because I get the whole black president thing. There's a certain level of hatred that's going to come with that. We can sit around here and act like we live in a country where it's all racial harmony. We all know that's BS. That's not real. So we knew when he was elected there was going to be a certain level of racism that he was going to have to deal with. But when you look at how outward it is, I mean, they attack his wife, they attack his family, now they attacking his mother. Because I don't necessarily know if I'm taking this as a shot to me if I'm the president. You coming after my mom now. You basically called my mom a hoe. She wilding out at a party, and she got dogs up in there, and she getting down with them. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And the fact that we got two people in this room, and no disrespect to y'all, but follow me where I'm going with this. We got two people in this room that didn't even know the story. Mm-hmm. That tells me it wasn't even on the radio. It wasn't even on the news. It wasn't making national story, which is the reason why this man is going to keep his job. He's going to keep his job.
I knew.
Okay, well, you knew. I stand corrected. But it's not a story that the masses know.
Not right.
You didn't see this on the nightly news. You didn't see this on the nightly news. But you'll see other stuff on the nightly news. And that's where I had my problem. Big Rube didn't have an opportunity. And it's his segment. I somewhat took it over. But I'm sorry. I get passionate about this kind of stuff.
Cool.
And whatnot. What are your thoughts, brother?
My opinion, I think that as a country, we really need to stand up and really decide what do we want to be. Because, you know, a month or two ago, when we had the picture of the woman waving her finger in the president's face, number one, to me, all the stuff before that was like, whatever. Hold on, man. You know, my family my own mom don't put her finger in my face. My own mother. I'm not going to allow you to put your finger in my face. What is your problem? Have you lost all of your mind? Number one. And then number two, this dude, I mean, really, if it was anywhere other than Montana, this guy would be drawn and quartered. This guy would be done. But it's Montana. And I have a friend who lives in Montana. Caucasian gentleman. Lives in Montana. I'm dying to talk to him about this because I'm just really curious of what he thinks about it. And it's just funny how people out of nowhere just decide they want to do what they want to do. You know? Yeah. So, Banks. 1, 2, 4, 5.
5. I plead the 5.
5. If your child committed a crime, would you bail them out or let them stay in jail?
I'm going to let them stay in there for about 72 hours. All right. Well, first of all, depends on the level of the crime. Because if it's something that's going to get them a life sentence, long-term jail, you can stay. But if they just went in there for shoplifting, at least 72 hours, they're going to be in that jail. I'm going to let them they're going to be in that jail for 72 hours at least. Period.
All right, Banks.
Tell us how you really feel.
72 hours.
72 hours.
72 hours. 72 I want them to meet Big Ben over there, all right?
For me, it depends. It depends on a lot of things, but I'll try to make it brief. Basically, it depends on what the charge is. It depends on what I've been seeing from my child beforehand. It depends on if it's something that, they've been warned about. It depends on if it's something that just happened out the blue. It depends. It depends on a lot of factors. It's not one of those questions that I can answer hypothetically and have myself tied to that, answer. Particularly when Mama J hasn't even reached double digits yet. So it really does depend. I mean, if she, steals something from out the store, bubble gum or CD or something like that, at 12 years old she gets picked up for shoplifting, yeah, I'm going to go and pick her up and take her home and bust that ass when we get home. I mean, if she shoots somebody, yeah, she might have to take that one. You know what I mean? She might have to go ahead and stay in there. So it depends. The 72-hour rule, I guess that'll work for Master Banks, young Master Banks, but it won't necessarily work for for Mama J.
Now, I will tell you this: when my man was in pre-K, he took a doll, innocent little thing. He took a doll home from school. I look, well, you just stole that. He's like, I didn't steal it. I just took it with me. So as we're coming into the school the next day, I said sheriff right there at the school.
I remember you telling me this story. Yeah, I remember.
I said, oh man, the sheriff is coming to get you.
He was scared to death.
He was scared to death. He was shook. That was a little scared straight moment for him right there.
So when you took him home, did you bust his head to the white meat like Bernie Mac?
I wanted to, but you can't beat a 5-year-old up to that.
What kind of doll was it?
Just a little action figure.
Oh, okay.
A little toy. But
Like,
the thing is,
Just clarifying.
Yeah, don't get cut, man. Hey, seriously.
I was
Seriously.
thinking the same.
Seriously. You know what? Seriously.
Was it like a
seriously?
Was it like a Munchie Chi doll?
Seriously.
Y'all remember Munchie Cheese?
I had a manager. I had a manager at my job one day try to call my son gay. Only reason I didn't cuss that manager out or hit that manager is because of the fact they had a title over me.
Hey, look.
So I gave him a slight level of respect. But y'all, I'll cut every last one of y'all. All right, I'm going to jail.
Whoa, Banks.
All right, hey, don't talk about my kid.
Nobody called.
Don't talk about my kid. Hey,
I was just making sure what kind of doll the man brought home.
Hey, it's a little action figure. All right, I'm just letting you know. Don't get it twisted. All right. Hey man. Hey, you killed the sound effects. I'm gonna cut you too.
He got the
You used to knives. But seriously, he thought he was about to go to jail that day when he came back to the school. Man, he was shook. So he already got it in his head not to try something crazy.
I agree. It depends on what they did and what they've shown me before. I mean, if they've been cutting a fool in school and all of that stuff, you may need to stay. Like, wow. You can't just bail them out at every little thing. They have to learn their consequences.
Yeah,
they got to learn.
Yeah, I mean, if they've been one of those kids that's been wilding out to the point where they've been in the principal's office.
Yeah, you've been suspended. Stay.
And I'll tell you, I've heard in smaller towns where crime isn't quite as bad. The police will work with you on that. You know what I mean? They'll release the kid, but then not really release the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Big Bruce, like a scared straight. You know what I mean? Like technically on the papers, the kid has been released, but they might hold on to him for a couple hours just to kind of put a little fear in him. So, you never really can tell. Now in big cities, they need that space for the real criminals.
Yeah.
So anyway, what else we got, Big Bro?
All right, let's see. This is great. So, could you seriously date an exotic dancer?
Wow,
I need y'all to answer that first.
I'm in love with a.
I need y'all to answer that first.
You're really killing me, baby.
And this is related to my weekend, so I need y'all to answer that first.
Wow, are you trying to?
No, I ain't trying to.
You want to go first?
I need y'all to answer that first.
All right, you go first, and then tag me in when you're ready.
Yeah, I'll take this. I mean, I don't think that I could. To be honest with you, I don't think that I could. I mean, everybody, and again, we call this ain't no half stepping because we don't come in here and we don't half step. We keep it real up in here. And for real, every single man that I know, I can't speak for every man because I don't know every man, but every man that I know, they want a stripper at home and you're a freak in the sheets, and you want her in the streets kind of, quiet and demure. It is what it is. So if she a freak in the streets, yeah, no, probably not. I don't think I could do that because I would constantly be worrying and wondering, if somebody, seeing my goodies. I mean, real talk.
And I'm gonna tag myself in. I'm gonna let Banks go last.
All right.
Honestly, I've thought about this a couple times, and not in my lifetime. Not that I ever had a chance of doing such, but there is no way in this world that I could ever do that because I am way too
reserved.
No, I mean I'm not reserved at home. I'm just not reserved. I'm not reserved in the street.
Yeah.
But no, I couldn't. For me, that would be me. I would be the dude being like, man, I'm gonna walk up in there and somebody's gonna be touching her, and I'm gonna have to beat somebody down. I can't do it.
If you want to get in on this, I know we haven't given out the number in a while, but 804-726-3430.